Go.
Hello.
Hi. We're going to teach you how to read a psychrometric chart. This psychrometric chart is from the textbook, the Applied Thermodynamics for Engineering Technologies textbook. So, in the first step, we have our dry bulb temperature. The dry bulb temperature is found using the vertical axis. You just take your temperature and go straight up. The next is our wet bulb temperature. The wet bulb temperature is found using these shallow lines compared to the sharp lines, and that is along this curved axis, the numbers here. And what you do is you take your dry bulb temperature and your wet bulb temperature, and where they intersect is your point. From there on, you can find your
Dew point.
The dew point is quite easy to find. You just take your point and go along this x-axis and go straight to the wet bulb temperatures, and you read it from there. Next is our moisture content. The moisture content, like the dew point, is along this axis. You just go straight and find your moisture content. Next is our percent saturation. That is these curved lines along here. You just take your point and go to the end of the axis and find your percent saturation. Next we have our specific volume. That is these sharp lines here. We've got our different points here. You just follow the lines and take your percent, or your specific volume. Finally, we have our specific enthalpy. The specific enthalpy is a little tricky to find, but once you get the hang of it, it's pretty simple. You just take a ruler, and you've got these two lines, these two axes here, one here, and one along here. Line them up together, and move them towards the point, and from there you can find your specific enthalpy. We have a sample question from the book. You can try it yourself if you want to. It's question 15.12. And you start with a dry bulb temperature of 25 degrees Celsius and a wet bulb temperature of 19.9 degrees Celsius. It wants to find the specific humidity, which is our moisture content, percent saturation, dew point, specific volume, and specific enthalpy. So, the first step, as we went before, is you take your dry bulb temperature. We have 25 degrees Celsius along here, and we have this ruler here as a line going up and down here. Next, we have our wet bulb temperature, 19.9. Since it's a point, it's a little tricky to find, but you can just go along here, 10, 15, 20, so we go along here, 19.9. So we have our point about here, the highlighted dot. From there, we can take our ruler and go all the way across to 0.012. It's about 5. 0.0125. For the percent saturation, we have our point here, and we can follow along up to the point. So we'd say that's about 62% saturation. Our dew point is found by going right from their point all the way across, and we're at about 15, 16, 17, 17.4 degrees Celsius would be our dew point. Our specific volume is found along this line here, straight up, So we go 0.85. The next is 0.90. So it goes 0.85, 0.86. It's right about 0.861. And finally, our specific enthalpy is measured along here. Take our straight edge and line it up so both points equal the same. So as you can see here, we have 55, 56, 57. If you go down here, it goes 55, 56, 57. So we're at 57 kilojoules per kilograms for our specific enthalpy. Thank you for watching.